Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy and it is Thursday, and today for our holiday season craft we are going to make poinsettias. Now you have several different options. You're going to have 3 different options on how you can do it, but it's the same process that I'm going to show you, but you just have different materials. So this one is made with craft foam and a paper brad. This one is felty, and you could actually do this with felt. So there's another option if you have green and red felt. But this one is made out of craft, it's ribbon that I took apart a bow from last year's holiday wreath, and I saved it because you never know what you're going to do with stuff. Some people would say that's hoarding, but it's collecting crafts and you have to be able to use them, which I can. Get creative. So I'm going to cut the things out of the wreath ribbon, or you can use red and green paper. Now I'm going to show you on the paper, but you can do it with all of these things, and which I didn't show you, but I just said you could also do this with felt. If you had red and green felt, that would be another option for how you can make your poinsettias. Your poinsettias are going to be made out of 3 squares, okay? The flower itself is made out of 3 squares. It is so simple. It's crazy that it looks like a poinsettia when you start with squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, and if you want to measure it so that you make sure that you have a square, you can use the trick that we've used before and fold it in half like this, and then you have a perfect square. And then what I can do is I don't even have to fold it, I can then just cut it out. Or you can just guesstimate, and if it's close enough, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is put that on there. Okay, so see, I've got that right there. I'm going to go like that and like that. And I'm actually not going to use the one that's folded so that it's bent. So I have 3 squares, okay? Then the next part that you're going to do is, and I'm going to cut each one separate because I want it to be a little different, is I am going to cut a triangle out of each side, but don't cut it all the way to the center, okay? So that there's some room. And then I'm going to flip it and cut a triangle. Okay, you can see these are now starting to look like the petals of the poinsettia. Okay, these are going to be your petals. Okay, so I'm going to do that 3 times. And remember, don't go all the way to the center, and flip it around each time. And it doesn't matter how far they go in. It's good that some are a little more. Your triangles are deeper because it gives it character, which is why I'm not cutting them all together. If you're in a hurry, you could put all 3 pieces together and cut them. But if you're using felt, you need to have good fabric scissors. If you're using craft foam, you just need to have a good pair of scissors and do each one individually, okay, because it's thicker. If you're using the wreath ribbon, okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to do it right on the wreath ribbon. So I'm basically going to go like this so that I know it's a little bit square. So okay, so then I'm going to measure. So there, it's already a great size, but I want it to be a square. So I'm going to cut it. And remember, I need 3, just 3. So I'm going to, do this. Okay, so there's one. And this one is out of the wreath ribbon. So it's felty and fuzzy on one side, okay, and it's shiny, ribbony on the other side, okay. okay? But it looks really pretty when it's all put together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to do my triangles out of this, okay? So that I have these. If you're using craft foam, that's great. Go ahead and cut your craft foam. If you're using felt, same thing. You're still going to do exactly the same steps. There is nothing different about the steps, whether you're using paper, craft foam, felt, or the wreath ribbon. It does not matter. Steps are all the same. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Whoa! Oops, I just ripped that. So I'm going to make another one because I just ripped it. So you want to be careful that you don't rip it. I'm just going to toss that one. I'm going to start again. I didn't quite get my triangle cut. And so when I went to pull it, which I shouldn't have, it ripped. And you don't want it ripped. Okay. So there we go. One more like this. And I love this craft. And I was so surprised how pretty it was and how easy it was to do. And everybody knows the shape of a triangle and the shape of a square. So it makes it really easy to do this. Okay, so now I've got 3 paper ones. I have 3 done out of the ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut leaves, 3 leaves. So easy peasy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, and I'm going to fold this in half so I get 2 at once because I'm going to use just paper wreath ribbon. I don't have any wreath ribbon that's green actually, but you might. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. And I'm going to draw those, and that's going to be my leaves. Okay, and that's, and if you're doing it with craft foam, you're going to do it separate. If you're doing the wreath ribbon, unless you have green, you're going to cut paper leaves out. And then, of course, if you're doing felt, you might have green felt, so you would cut out the green leaves out of felt. Or if you're doing it on paper, then you just use paper. So I'm going to use 2 sets of paper leaves. 1 for this one, okay, 1 for those, and then 1 for my wreath ribbon. Okay, so I have those. Now, I have some paper brads, okay? So this is what a paper brad looks like. All right, so your mom's, or paper fasteners, sometimes they're called. They're great, and that's how I'm going to fasten my my thing. So I'm going to take the pointy side, and I am going to poke it through like that. Okay, so I poked it through the center of one of mine. Then I'm going to take the next one and poke it through right in the center again. Okay, right in the center like that. And the same with the last one. Okay, and poke it. Be careful to do it slowly so that you don't rip it. You could poke a little hole with a pin or something beforehand if you wanted, and that would make it so that it's easier. And then I'm going to put my leaves on. So I'm going to do the same thing with the leaf. I'm going to poke it on like that, okay? And then do is I'm going to open the paper brad fastener. Okay, so I opened the paper brad fastener, and I'm going to turn my leaves, my petals, if I need to, so that they are at different spots. Okay, so they're not all overlapping there, so that you can see the petals sticking out in different places. Okay, and there is my leaves. Okay, so there's one done. Now I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm going to do it with the ribbon so that you can see this. Okay, really quick. And I'm going to put this one on so that it's at a different angle. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do the last one at another different angle so it covers a hole. Okay. So that I'm getting one in each spot. And it's a little trickier to get through. There we go. And then again, I'm going to put my leaf on. Okay, so you can see that they are all 1, 2, 3. This one's kind of curly, but that's okay because sometimes petals are curly. And I'm going to put that right through like that. And there are my leaves. Okay, just like that. And I love it. And then I'm going to open my brads just like that. Okay, so there's one made out of the wreath ribbon. Okay, like that. So, craft foam, paper, wreath ribbon, okay, and then the last thing you have to think about is how you're going to fasten your things. So you have, again, some options. So you could put a safety pin and glue a safety pin to the back, all right, if you're doing it with felt or the craft foam or even the wreath ribbon, and you could make it a pin. Okay, so that's one option if you have that. You could put a magnet on the back if you had a magnet. Okay, so you can put the magnet right on the back, glue it on there, and then you have a beautiful little poinsettia magnet that you can put on your refrigerator. Okay, so another option is, you could put it on a hair comb or a hairpiece and be able to wear it in your hair. You put it on a barrette, okay? Or you could put it on a clothespin and glue it right on the clothespin. And then you can wear it on a lapel, or you can pinch it on a frame or a piece of paper or a string or something so that you could hang it or attach it to a card or whatever. Or you can tuck it as a special gift with nothing on the back and tuck it in a Christmas card and send it off to somebody. I hope you enjoy. Hope you have fun making it. We had lots of options for making our poinsettias today. Hugs to you all. Happy holiday season. Miss Amy.